Man, you know it's freaking hot in Texas when you start hearing them cicadas in the trees. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's oppressively hot out here. I've actually been doing my deadlift workout at the gym recently. It's just kind of a nice atmosphere. It's a lot cooler. There's actually AC. It helps keep the workout going, just having people around. Sometimes I can drag out these workouts forever. It's nice to just be able to knock them out, although really, I mean, they actually tell you how much to time some of this workout, so there is kind of a minimum time limit on this workout. It's going to take, I'm not sure if you could do it under 2 hours, like maybe hour 45 if you really hustled, particularly in the warm-ups and stuff. But anyways, welcome to the video. My name is Jonathan. I got deadlifts today. If you've been following my progress, I've been doing deadlifts since the beginning of the year. The first deadlift program I did, I failed 475. I was successful with 455. I probably could have done like 465, but that never actually came up in the program. And then the next time I did the program, I did end up hitting 475. I've been trying to do deadlifts all year long, on a program all year long, and I didn't really want to try going for heavier than that this time without changing some kind of variable because I didn't want to fail again. And I've wanted to try something different, so I've been doing snatch grip deadlifts, which most people have never gripped a barbell from collar to collar, is what they call it in Olympic weightlifting, or a snatch grip deadlift, so that's like your hands far outside of your shoulders. If you're going to do a snatch and you're trying to throw it overhead into a squat, you need a wide grip. If you do it like a narrow grip, you have to have extremely strong, flexible shoulders to accomplish that, which most people don't have, myself included. And I'll kind of explain further, but I'm doing this for arm wrestling and just for general strength, you know, to up my testosterone, my toughness. And yeah, once I get a barbell in my hand, I'll kind of explain that further. It just started pouring down rain all of a sudden, which is great because it cooled everything down by probably like 20 degrees, but it's kind of noisy. I'll just try to speak as loudly as I can. Hopefully you can hear me. So let me explain why a snatch grip or a wide grip is good for you as an arm wrestler, why you should be doing it. And I'll give you a couple different ways of how you can accomplish this. You might have really good reasons why you can't do a snatch grip deadlift, excuses, but you can always do wide grip pull-ups will achieve the same thing. If you can't do a wide grip pull-up because they're very challenging, you can always do just dead hangs, wide grip on a pull-up bar, and you're still going to be working the hands in the same fashion. Particularly low hand top rollers, they're kind of like targeting because they're going like this, and they're kind of using the wrist or the bottom of their hand to top roll you with, which will hit your bottom two fingers the hardest, which is the most vulnerable part of your hand, really. I mean, your bottom two fingers, your weakest fingers, but you can get them very strong, and I'm going to show you one excellent way of doing it. You know, one of the benefits I have of just being this weak natty guy is like I'm pretty smart. I've also been trained in kinesiology. I've been to school for kinesiology, so I know how the body works. I'm pretty good at analyzing things and breaking things down. So here you go. This is one of my big secrets and one of the things that I think is going to really help me as an arm wrestler, regardless if I'm hooking or top rolling. If you're going to do a normal deadlift, like when I was doing Superman deadlifts, and if you don't know what Superman deadlifts are, it's just taking out any grip advantage that you might have. So like with a over-under grip, you know, the bar can't roll out of your hand because it's like wanting to roll one way in this hand, it's wanting to roll the other way in this hand, so you end up kind of like twisting the bar almost. And modern day bars, they're either on bushings or they're on bearings, so the bar itself will actually spin. Well, these will stay still, but the bar will spin at heavy enough loads with a double overhand grip, unless you are hook gripping or you are using straps. So I've been doing Superman deadlifts, what I dub Superman deadlifts, to get my grip strength even better, get my hands and forearms stronger in order to contain top rollers or pronation. But whenever you're doing it in this grip, it's kind of like the full hand getting taxed, I would say. Now, a snatch grip, which for me with long arms is going to be collar to collar. You might not need to go all the way collar to collar. I mean, you know, you could probably do a couple inches from the collar, but essentially it's a grip with your hands far outside of your shoulder. Just know that. If you're doing a pull-up or you're doing a bar, your hands need to be very far outside of your shoulders. What that effectively is doing is really hitting the pinky and the ring finger of your hand. Your middle finger and your pointer finger are definitely getting worked too, but it is very similar to somebody low hand top rolling you and getting in your fingers that way. So it's like the direct pressure that you kind of feel with a low hand top roll, you're working with this exercise. So if your hand is getting taken a lot, I would definitely recommend doing deadlifts, if nothing else. I mean, for the testosterone, but also just for, you know, your grip strength. And if you want to take it to another level, then gripping wide like that is the way to go. Today I have to do 345, which is only 20 pounds less than what I started out doing, what I tested doing, which was hard, the 365. And I got to do a 1x2 with it today on week 4. They actually bring you up pretty close to your max in the first 4 weeks of this program, and then they wave you back down and then bring you back up for the end of it. That's why I'm showing you today, aside from the fact that I didn't want to go to the gym today. Their bars are like super smooth at the gym, and there's just not much knurling on them. I think it's, you know, maybe because they just want a really soft grip for the average gym goer, but there's not much to like really dig into. So I'm doing these today since it's a hard week here, and partially just to talk to you. So anyways, enough babbling on. I'm gonna go ahead and get to these. But yeah, wide grip, snatch grip, Superman deadlifts. Oh man, that was tearing my hands up. I probably should have dropped it for a second and then done the second set, but I did a touch and go wrap. I mean, I got both of them, but that second one wasn't like locked out really strong or anything, but pretty close to my max. I gotta do drop sets now, which is gonna be pretty hard. Luckily it's not 8 sets like they have you do the first 3 weeks, or first 2 weeks, 8 sets of 3. Third week it's 6 sets of 3. Today I think it's 5 sets of 3, so, but pretty heavy. I'm gonna knock that out, then I gotta do the circuit, and I'll be done. So I'm like a quarter of the way there. Rough on the hands. Man, hanging out from hell. Pulls the skin away from the fingernail on the right hand, and then like I'm getting some crazy calluses on the pinkies. Oh my gosh. I'm looking good in there. So yeah, it definitely hits the index finger too. I mean, it hits those bottom two fingers also. Like I'm getting like, I don't know if you can see it, some pretty crazy calluses on like these bottom two fingers. And then it's like, this is the second time I've had this where it's just like a hangnail, like crazy. Like this part of skin just separates from the nail itself, because I'm kind of like, I don't know, you're so wide that front finger is just like pulling against the middle finger. So I mean, if you try this and you're like, it's just not comfortable for me or whatever, well, it's not comfortable for me either. It's not comfortable getting top rolled either, but that's part of the reason I'm doing this, because it's like I don't want it to be comfortable for a top roller when they feel my hands. You know, I want to take that away. If a top roller can take your hand, it's going to be a real easy day for them. So you gotta work on getting that hand stronger, and this is an effective way. It might not be comfortable, might not be easy, but that's getting stronger. You know, you got to get uncomfortable, and it's got to be hard. So I'm about to start my circuit. Just got done with the drop sets, and yeah, onward with this workout. I'm almost done. All right, so in the same vein of trying to get these back two fingers stronger and emphasize that part of the hand more, I've been doing the circuit in the same way, so with the wide grip. And because it's a unique opportunity, I mean, you can't really create that type of pressure in your hand any other way but with a bar. Dumbbells, anything like that, you know, they're just gonna come to the center. You need something wide that will lock you in, so you need a bar, whether it's a barbell or a bar to do pull-ups on. And so I do the same thing here in the with the circuit. So whenever I'm doing my rows, I'm doing snatch grip rows. Whenever I'm doing pull-ups, I'm doing wide grip pull-ups. Whenever I'm doing stiff leg deadlifts, I'm doing snatch grip stiff leg deadlifts. I had to drop the weight from, you know, because I started out doing these on my deadlift programs with 135 and then 145 and then 155. So I just went back to 135 because, again, that wide grip is harder and these circuits are very taxing. And then with the pull-ups, I mean, I do the first one like full range of motion, but I do the rest of them half range of motion. In the coming weeks, they drop you down to like sets of 5, so maybe then I'll do like full range, but right now, while they're sets of 8, I'm just doing like half reps essentially with the pull-ups. So here we go, 3 circuits, 8 reps each, 4 different movements. That wasn't like a super wide grip. I might go a little wider next time. goodness, I'm so ready to be done with this. And just filming, you know, it just makes an already long workout even longer. That's why it's been nice doing it at the gym. I'm gonna go back to doing it at the gym probably until at least week 8 or so. Now let me get this over with. Never do a stiff-legged deadlift from the first rep while you don't have like tension on your legs. Just do like a normal deadlift, and then once you're under tension at the top, then do your stiff-legged deadlift. Same thing with the rows, stand up first and then keep in the row position. Oh gosh, well I appreciate you watching. I hope you got something out of that. I'm giving away a secret right now. One of my strategies for getting a stronger hand. I do think it's working for me. I think it could work for you. So find a bar, whether it's a pull-up bar or a barbell. Take a wide grip. You know, when I'm at the gym, I'm actually forced to do a wider grip than I was doing during this workout, but I'm so fatigued, and that's still pretty wide for me. I prefer a pretty narrow grip when I do pull-ups. Try a really wide grip out. It's gonna feel uncomfortable, but you'll feel it hitting those fingers, and if you do a long enough, hard enough workout, you'll feel how it's benefiting your hands and how hard it is for your hands and how good it is for you. I hope you appreciated watching me suffer. I'll be back in the gym in some air conditioning next week, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Like the video, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you next time.